नमस्कार दोस्तों और जय हिंद। आप सभी को स्वागत है इन माय चैनल 1971 वॉर बुक सीरीज। तो दोस्तों, आज हमारे प्रोग्राम में पहली बार एक इंडियन नेवी के वेटरन है जिन्होंने 1971 के बांग्लादेश वॉर में हिस्सा लिए थे एज अ लेफ्टिनेंट कमांडर इन द INS बियास। हाँ, उनका कमांडिंग ऑफिसर को भी वीर चक्र से सम्मानित किया गया था, कैप्टन लक्ष्मी नारायण रामदास, बाद में जो भारतीय नेवी में एडमिरल भी बने थे। ये व्यक्ति जो आज हमारे प्रोग्राम में बात करने वाला है, उनका नाम है कमांडर RV सिंह, और उन्होंने खुद अपने कमांडर के साथ, अपने जहाज के क्रू मेंबर्स के साथ पाकिस्तानी टग बोट्स को तबाह किए थे अपने INS बियास के 3.7 इंच गन के फायरिंग से, और पाकिस्तानी मर्चेंट नेवी शिप DMV अनवर बख्श को भी कैप्चर किए थे। So let's hear about this daring Indian naval operation to move up to the port of Chittagong, clearing out the Pakistani resistance, and an extraordinary career in the Indian Navy directly from Commander RV Singh himself.
So I would start about your initial life before joining the Indian Navy, then how you got, commissioned in the Indian Navy. So I would like to start with that, sir.
Okay. Actually, I was born in a village in district Bulandshahr and went to village school up to 8th class.
Okay.
There used to be a UP middle examination. I passed that middle, got good marks. And then because I wanted to study science and the village school didn't have science, so I moved to Khurja. The JAS Secondary School, Khurja city in district Bulandshahr. And there 9th onwards I was out of home and in hostel. I did high school there, then I went to NREC College Khurja. I got first division in inter-science. And that's the time I was felt interested in electricity rather than not electricity. So I joined AMU Aligarh. Aligarh Muslim University in BSc, and then moved on to the electrical engineering in 1956.
Okay.
So, and I finished electrical engineering in 59, and that time I saw an ad for direct commission in the electrical engineering branch of the Navy. And I applied for and got selected. In 1959, I got selected and joined the Navy as electrical engineer.
Okay. So, you must have been commissioned as a sub-lieutenant, right, sir?
Yeah, sub-lieutenant, acting sub-lieutenant.
Okay, so this was in 1959.
59.
Okay, so what were your tasks initially, and what did you specialize in during your tenure in the Indian Navy?
Well, the electrical officer in the Navy deals with weapon systems.
Okay.
And those days there was no chips. It was the electromechanical devices which control the guns and radars and give correction so that the gun fire at the right point. So those are the things mainly I was taught in INS Varsuva, Jamnagar, and it was a pretty good course for more than a year. And then practical training I was sent to INS Mysore for sea training for 6 months.
Okay.
And my first appointment was in INS Garuda, where I did the air electrical specialization also. And I instructor at Naval Air Technical School, INS Garuda, Kochi. That was the first job.
Okay.
And that's where I got married in 1962.
Okay, so you were Naval Air Instructor.
Yeah, air electrical instructor initially.
Okay.
And because the number of air squadrons was so few, so to get promotion, you have to go to either ship or a squadron. So I couldn't get a squadron electrical officer job, so they sent me to INS Kirpan as electrical officer. And After I joined Kirpan, the 65 war started. So I was in Kirpan. So we went right up to Karachi.
Okay.
Kirpan went. And,
By now, sir, you
but,
are, lieutenant or commander?
I was lieutenant at that time. So because there was the Pakistan Navy did not come out in 65, so we just tried to block some shipping, and the Navy had hardly any role in 65, which was not so in 70.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, in 65, mostly you took part in, the Indian Navy, of course, took part in blockading ships in Karachi port.
Yes, the ship was at sea, and that 65, there is the star also I had. So, but then I came back to naval headquarters. They sent me for a course in UK, in weapons maintenance.
Okay.
And after that, I was weapons manager, naval dockyard, Bombay.
Okay.
It was a very good job. There were some hundreds of people who were working under me. First time the industrial management experience. I did part-time MBA from Bajaj Institute at that time to get some idea of management. And I was well settled in Bombay in it was 1970, and then had a house near the naval dockyard. And then they suddenly said that you go now for sea time as a lieutenant commander. And I reluctantly joined, but what a wonderful time we started. Commander Ramdass took over in December 1970. Who later became, he was my commanding officer. And then,
so how did things start for you regarding 1971 war?
1971 was a good start. First we went on a cruise to Aden and Ethiopia, and Ethiopia, the harbor master called all the ships. The Talwar was also with us. They called both ships company, the harbor masters, for dinner. We see, how can we all go? We see, we collected some 20 people from each ship, some officers and some men, and went for dinner. And then during the speech, he introduced that he was trained in India.
Okay.
With the Indian Navy, and he was a trainee on INS Beas.
Okay.
No, there one his name, he was the commanding officer. So he called this Ethiopian in the middle of the night. Cadet, do you see those lights there? The ship was at sea. Yes, sir. They went because there's no automatic thing. He looked into the chart and he said, "Sir, that is the port of Bangalore."
Okay.
He said, "Now tell me what Bangalore is famous for." They say, "No, see, you don't know what Bangalore is famous for. That's where I got my wife from."
Okay.
Bingle asked. So then Ethiopian told all that story, and we had a nice time. Both ships, and came back. That was beginning of 71. Then there was a problem in Sri Lanka, and there was a revolt by the leftist Chinese belt, and they had taken over some police stations. And Mrs. Bandanaike called Mrs. Gandhi that we may need some help. So we went to Colombo Harbor, and while other ships were circling Sri Lanka to make sure that no Chinese help comes, our job was to maintain a communication link between Mrs. Gandhi and Sri Mao Bandanaike. And that was a bit tough time. We were not allowed to go ashore, so about a month at sea. So we spent most of the time watching movies. And movies also finished. So we had one sub-lieutenant Hilna. It's a burly thick, with slanted eye. And Captain Ramdass used to say he's my most fierce-looking bodyguard.
Okay.
So whenever Ramdass went out, he took. So what we did, there was a merchant ship, and we sent him with a gun to merchant ship to move him, and nobody could refuse him. So that's how we spent 1 hour, 1 month in Colombo. In Colombo, we came back, and then in August, September, we knew that war is inevitable, so we were asked to move to the East Coast, and we were moving between Vizag on Nicobar, just moving around and just
Okay.
and just moving around between them, and we were at one of the islands in Nicobar, 4th December, when the war was declared. And Mrs. Gandhi still remember words he spoke. They said that I'm speaking to you at this time of great peril to our country. And there was a little setback when the captain orders the actual station as we moved. One of the guns misbehaved,
Okay.
and it was pointing upward. Oh, this is a 4.5-inch gun. And I think within half an hour we fixed. So the first thing we saw is on the way there is a big tug, and he did not answer. There is a Pakistani tug going out. He did not answer, so we.
You were, sir, on the Bay of Bengal, right, sir?
Yeah, Bay of Bengal. When we moved from towards straight to Chittagong, so the tug did not answer.
From which port?
There is a small place in not Port Blair, but in some of the other islands. It's not a port; it's just a harbor. We get there.
Okay.
There's nothing to go out to.
Okay.
So we were anchored, just waiting for it. So this tug did not answer. So the Captain Ramdass was very fired. So he fired with.
Navy vessel, sir?
It was a Pakistani tug.
Okay. Tanker.
Tug. Tug means which is used to put the other ship. So he immediately fired with both the guns and 2 barrels.
Okay.
And because these guns are made to some minimum and maximum distance, it was too close. We could see the tug. It was only about 1.5 kilometers. And then the gun had a cartridge. This time is set on the cartridge, and when after a certain time it explodes. So it doesn't have to have direct hit. So we could see that the 4 bombs are exploding. One this side, and tug is happily in between.
Okay.
So again, Captain Ramdass fired. Again, same thing happened and my habit was that I will not crowd the bridge, but we will stand about 20 meters behind the bridge so that I am in sight with captain in case any problem. So he called the captain always addresses were shortened. L. L means electrical officer. L, what is wrong? So I came to the bridge. I said, sir, try with 1 barrel only.
Okay.
So he fired with 1 barrel only and gave correction. 1 left, means little to the left, and another correction 1 up. And in the 3rd shot, we could see it tug on fire.
Okay.
So we didn't have time to save. We told the other ship, if there is any survivor. And that is the time I remembered the poet Majaz Lucknowi. He had written a tarana on Aligarh University. Ye mera chaman hai, mera chaman. So I made a parody on it. Ye mera beas hai, mera beas.
Okay.
So I'll sing a little. दुश्मन का सामना करने को 100 बार चली थी तो यहाँ खुद आँख से हमने देखी थी दुश्मन की शिकस्तों माँ यहाँ. We saw with our eye the cup burning. That's the time I wrote it in few lines.
Wonderful.
And as our main job was to escort Vikram. And on the 4th December, the S.K. Gupta, Lieutenant Commander at that time, he led the squadron to attack the Chittagong airport.
The airport, I think, is very close to the harbor.
Very, very close to the harbor. And then as we moved further, we were news that some USS ship, USS Enterprise, Nixon was the president, and he wanted Kissinger, and they said, let's do something, So he turned around from Singapore towards the Bay of Bengal. So our flag officer said, okay, detach Beas to intercept USS Enterprise. So we moved towards Singapore, and he moved from Singapore.
Okay.
And it was like a small dog barking on a big dog or something, the Beas and the Enterprise. But in the meantime, Mr. Gandhi had signed an agreement with Russia. And the Russian submarine showed up. And that's the time the Enterprise turned back. And we turned back as a winner. So one of the Master Chief Petty Officer commented कि हमने इनके साबरे जेट भी देखे हैं, पैटर्न टैंक भी देखे हैं, अब इसे एंटरप्राइज को भी देख ही लेंगे. So we came back, then I think 16 they surrendered, and after that some people went out to Chittagong, but I didn't go out. And some of the guys who came on board were, wearing lungis. They were actually divers who were Mukti Bahani guys who were working with Bangladesh, training them. One of them was a famous guy, Martis, a diver. So they boarded a ship to come back. And
Martis, sir, Lieutenant Martis, you're talking about him?
Lieutenant Martis.
Okay, he was there, on the 16th at Chittagong port.
Yeah, he is coming, he joined us there.
Because he was in a lot of things, I guess, with, Captain Samant, Mohan Narayan Rao Samant.
Samant, yeah. Samant was the most. Before that, there was an incident. Then we met a ship, Anwar Bucks, on the way. And there's a Pakistani merchant ship, quite a big ship. And it was leaving, and there was some also carrying some Pakistani service person. So the captain asked, called everybody on the quarterdeck and asked for volunteers. So everybody volunteered. So the captain selected the XO Bajaj volunteered, and the Lieutenant Chaudhary with him, and then another 6 gentlemen and few sailors. So they boarded this Anwar. So then there was hardly any opposition when you carry AK-47. So, but these people could not come back by the time war started. So when we were coming back, that time we saw in the boat these people coming. So Ramdass saw with the boat that they had nothing but guns. Now I see they are bringing lot of baggage. So he immediately passed an order that the Lieutenant Army Singh will be in charge. There will be board of inquiry if they have done any pinching things there. So led by Lieutenant Commander Bajaj, and those days there was a topper's branch,
Okay.
and their job was cleaning, which was removed later on.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one topper's D. Lal.
Okay.
He volunteered.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Bajaj was little bit scared on the ship that there may be some service person,
Mm-hmm.
so
They might
he ordered everybody on the forecastle, and that is where the story differs. That Dilal opened fire and he shot one of the Pakistani JCU there.
Okay.
So that's where we didn't believe that. He thought that Dilal is a trigger happy guy because he never held a gun before. And that Pakistani JCO, he was hit in the leg, and he was taken to Calcutta, and he was crying all the time. The whole ship convert box was taken to Calcutta. So after that, the Dilal known as Danger Lal on the ship, because he opened fire.
Danger Lal.
So the Bajaj and company,
What was his rank, Dilal?
he told us he was a cleaning guy.
Okay.
So then Captain passed an order that put me in charge of see if they brought anything. So anyway, they had life jackets made in Pakistan. And those days, tape recorder was, not easily available. There was one tape recorder, and then one binocular. And, the fellow who said binocular, he said, Captain presented it to me. So I said, when you have a AK-47, Captain will definitely present. So we put the tape recorder in the mast, the binocular was put on the bridge. And all of them were given as the momentum one life jacket to Pakistan. On the way when we came back with the parties and everywhere, in Visakhapatnam at club in Madras. So and then when we reached Bombay, my first job was to get out and not see my family. So it was January 72 weekend.
Okay, by January 1972, you were back actually in Bombay.
Bombay.
Okay. So, did you stay in, Bangladesh for any time? Because I heard that Chittagong port had a lot of mines and Indian Navy cleared a lot of mines that were there.
Yes, we did a complete shore, run to see if there is anything. That's the shore bombardment we asked it, but mine clearing was done by other ships. Few people visited Chittagong. Anyway, when we came back, then every year Bangladesh they called to Dhaka, those who took part in the East. So in 2002, my turn came, me and my wife went for 6 days, and the Bangladesh Army took care of us. And these presents were given by Bangladesh Army during that day.
This memento.
Yes, so one is by Bangladesh Air Force, one is by Bangladesh Navy. So this is by Bangladesh Navy, and this one is by Bangladesh Air Force.
Air Force.
And there are other things. There's the Ministry of Jodhas there, and there's a lady who was a Jodha herself. She is the minister. And she said that we were fighting with sticks, and Indian Army came and told us, gave us the training and gave us the guns. So the close relationship between the, irrespective of what politics is, with the Bangladesh Army and Indian Army very close relationship. The Jodhas are allowed retreatment in Army hospital.
Right.
So every year, they, on the 16th, they call us for invite us. So 2022 I went there and did a memorable time.
Right, sir. So, sir, in 71 you were Lieutenant Commander, and
That's good.
after 1971 war, could you talk a bit about your career in the Navy?
So, 72 I got back to naval headquarters, and then went to then I qualified in data processing.
Data processing.
Yes, at Mao, the Army Signal had the first computer mainframe brought to India by LIC. The workers did not allow, then Army grabbed it.
Okay.
And so in 76, I was trained there and they gave me very good reports. So I decided to change my career to data processing. Then I was posted in Directorate of Standardization. That also computer related job. And I took retirement in December 1980 after 21 years of service.
1980.
And
Okay.
1980 December. And because of my proficiency, the computers were very early those days. I got a job in the Republic of Norway, in a small country in Pacific Island. They had the same computer as naval docket. And I was their data processing manager for 6 years. This was 1986. 86, the City Corp software, there was a City Corp software company in Santa Cruz. And they were looking for some consultants for Bank of Jamaica.
Okay.
So, before I came on leave after 6 years, I still had a contract with North. So my wife sent my TV to the City Corp guys and he called me for interview and he said, would you like to go to another island? So my family thought I'd be involved. But then he gave me a job in Jamaica and very good salary there. So there I was 10, 11 years in Jamaica. Then from there when my contract ended, a Jamaican friend, he no more, he was working for IMF. So my contract with Jamaica ended and East Timor was a newly independent country. And he called me to East Timor. He said, you will not be you will be paid by Eastern Development Bank. You will not be a consultant, but you will be a programmer. I said, I like programmer, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So about 1 year I worked there. Then the Americans took over from Taliban, Afghanistan. So the consultants, they fly to the country where there's problem. So there, one of the consultants there, he recommended my name. And then I went to Kabul.
Kabul, okay.
So 6 years 5 years I worked as consultant to the Bank of Afghanistan, their central bank. They computerized their system and trained a lot of people. And then came in 2007. So I retired in 2010, back to India.
Okay, and then you must have retired and came back to India, right, sir?
Yes, I'm living in my own house, which I had this old house in plot bought earlier with some land. But with the Kabul money, I built a 4-story house, and there I'm still living in the top floor, and the 3 floors are there.
Wonderful, sir, wonderful. No, it's a wonderful life, sir, especially your part in taking part in 1971 war as an Indian Navy veteran. That's what and how, I mean, we all remember you people, sir. Thank you so much for your service.
It so happened that both the time I joined the ship, both the time they won.
There was what? 1965 and 71. Right. 65 also we didn't fight much, but still Indian Navy did.
But still, we were out at sea and we had to keep everything ready and just went very close to that.
Right. 71 was a complete victory, and